Hello, good evening, lovely, lovely people. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, I've just seen a name that I haven't seen in a long time. Very nice to have you. Thank you so much for joining, all of you. Lovely, lovely to have you. Thank you, as always, for letting me into your homes on a typical Sunday evening. I know that you would very much rather either sit and watch the game or get some dinner or just relax, ready for the next week. But instead, you let me into your homes for half an hour. I appreciate it. I hope that you've had a good weekend and a good week so far. And hopefully tonight's lesson will prove to be useful for you. Okay, so lovely to have you. Thank you so much for joining. How are you guys doing with the heat? That's the first question. How are you doing with this heat? I mean, it's not that hot yet in Manchester anyway, but where are you and how are you doing with the heat? So if you just want to give me an idea of where you are, what city, what country, and what the temperature's like where you are right now, I think we'd find that very interesting, wouldn't we? All of us. So as you know, I'm in Manchester and the temperature here is around about 22 degrees. Yeah. I've got Fariba who says, so hot, boiling in Tehran. Oh dear, oh dear. Can't complain. Good. Nazila can't complain. Good. Not bad. Boiling in LA. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Prefer to be hot rather than cold. I'm in Newcastle. I'm so sorry, Shahzad. So sorry. I know we don't have very good summers, do we? But the good news is, hopefully we've got something like a heat wave on the way next week, so a bit warmer, hopefully. Someone said Tehran 35, north of Iran as well. Tehran, not too bad. Okay. Ahvaz, the weather is 57. Are you serious? Oh my goodness, Sarah, 57. 19 in Newcastle. Okay, okay. Blistering in Tehran. Wow, wow. Excuse me. So it seems as though Chicago is 25. Okay, so it seems as though we've got a mixture of tolerable and intolerable temperatures all over. 23 in Turkey, very good. 20 in Belfast. And Erbil, I'm not sure where that is. 41 degrees. Finland is nice. Okay. 87 Fahrenheit. That would be around about 26, 27 centigrade. Is that right? Or am I miles off? I don't know. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Very good. So yes, London is 24. Apparently some people are saying here in Manchester it's like 21, 22. So around about the 20s by the looks of things in Europe. Very good. Okay. Balochistan 45. My goodness. And other places as well. Yes, yes. 24 in Vancouver. Is that Vancouver? Nice and cool in Vancouver. Good, good. And Cork is 24, Bradford 20, Hull 26. That's about right, isn't it? Hull, actually, that's quite warm, isn't it, for this time of year? In Hull, that's not bad, 26 degrees. And Boucher is 40. Oh dear, that's quite warm. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for sharing the temperature and where you are, where you're joining in from. Lovely to have you. And I found that really interesting, and I'm sure so did lots and lots of other people. And you're still giving me a rundown of the temperature of where you are as well. Thank you for that. Okay, lovely. So we are here tonight to talk a little bit about people are still texting. Isfahan is very hot. Tehran is very hot. Yes, yes, Tehran 38, Kingston 23. Yeah, and Pattaya, I'm not sure where that is, 34. Very good. F197 1976. So I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for asking. Yes, lovely. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for humouring me and for answering that question so nicely, all of you. Very good. If it's a lovely temperature, enjoy. If the temperature's too hot, I'm so sorry, but I'm sure hopefully you'll have some form of cooling system, and hopefully you'll try and keep yourselves hydrated with fruit and drinks and that kind of thing as much as you can. Okay? Fantastic. AFOS 51. Oh my goodness. Right. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to take you through six functions of the word do. Okay. Are we ready? Are we ready? So just give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Where are you from? I'm from the UK. I'm currently in Manchester in the UK. So give me a thumbs up if we are ready to start. Yeah? Yep, thumbs up. Very good. Ready? Fantastic. So let's begin. What I'm going to do, thank you very much, everybody. What I'm going to do, if it's okay, is I'm going to shut the comments off. Or should I say turn the comments off, and then I'll come back to you throughout the lesson tonight, as I usually do, just to check that everyone's okay. Thank you for your thumbs up, everybody. Much appreciated. Okay, so we're going to go through 6 functions, and I'm going to try and get all of these in the next 20 minutes or so. So the very first function of do, which is what everybody knows, is do is used as the main verb in the sentence, okay? So we use it as the main verb in the sentence. Now, examples, that's the important part, right? Everybody knows that do is the main verb. Layla, we want examples. Yes. There's one lovely phrase or saying that we use in English, and we use do as the main verb. And this is the phrase, I can only do what I can do. Okay, I'm going to say that again. I can only do what I can do. I can only do what I can do, right? That's the phrase. What does it mean? Sometimes maybe your friends, your neighbors, your family, your colleagues, somebody might ask you to do something, but they're expecting a bit too much, or they're expecting something from you that is a bit difficult. Sometimes it's not even possible, okay? And you want to say to them, look, I'm going to try as much as I can. I'm going to try as hard as I can, but please don't expect miracles from me. I'm going to try as much as I can. Please don't expect miracles. Okay, so this is when we say, I can only do what I can do, right? What is in my power to do. Please don't expect anything unusual from me. So that's basically when we use this phrase. It's a lovely phrase. I can only do what I can do, right? So this is a phrase that we use. And for anybody who's new to my live, welcome. All of these will be in the caption on YouTube. So I'm recording this live, and once it's done, I'm going to save it on YouTube. All of these that I'm telling you tonight will be in the caption in YouTube, and then I will share the link of my YouTube video in my story on Instagram, so you can go back and watch it. And I suggest you do, as many of you as you like, do go back and watch this video again, preferably with maybe a pen and a piece of paper, to be able to practice with me as we're going through this, because this is an interesting lesson. Okay, so I can only do what I can do. Don't put too much pressure on me, please. Don't expect miracles from me, please. I can only do what I can do, right? And that's where we use do as the main verb. Another example. Let's say that you want to help somebody, and maybe they've got a headache or something. You maybe give them a tablet, you might give them a painkiller, you might give them something, and you say that should do the trick. That should do the trick. Do here again is the main verb, which means hopefully this will help. Hopefully this will help. You might be a mechanic working in a garage, and you want to fix someone's car. Maybe you turn a switch, maybe you, I don't know, unscrew something or whatever, and you say that should do the trick, which means hopefully that will help, that will fix the problem, yeah? So that should do the trick is what we're saying, okay? The last example I have for do as the main verb is, we're actually using it as a question, but we mean it as a sentence. So what I'm going to tell you is a question, but it actually is used as a sentence. Let's say, excuse me, let's say you've got friends over at your house, you've got guests, you've got friends, and this happens, doesn't it, when you want to ask your guest, because you have so much respect for your guest. We do that here as well. You've got so much respect for your guest. You want your guest, for example, to start pouring tea for everybody, maybe. Or you want your guest, for example, to start dishing food for themselves and for everybody else, maybe. Or you want your guest to start doing something in this party or whatever. We want to say, would you please start? I have a lot of respect for you. You are the guest. Would you please start? This is what we say. Would you do the honors? Honors. Would you do the honors? Would you do the honors? So maybe we're all sitting either on the floor with a tablecloth, or we're sitting at the table and I'm the host, but I can't actually reach the food. Maybe the food is closer to where you're sitting and you're my guest. Instead of me reaching over, which is very rude, I might say to you, would you do the honors? Would you do the honors? That means, can I ask you maybe to start dishing the food out for everybody? Or maybe for the tea or whatever. Would you do the honors? Okay. So in all three of these examples, we're using do as the main verb in this function. I'm going to come back to the group, and I just want to make sure that everyone's okay. So far, this was the first function with do. Is everybody okay so far? Just a thumbs up, a yes, anything. Just so as I know that everyone's okay. Just waiting for the thumbs up to arrive. Yes, lovely. I've got my first thumbs up hit there. Thank you very much. Yes, okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Lovely. Thank you for confirming that everyone's okay so far. Fantastic. So the first function was using do as the main verb. And again, all of these sentences will be in the caption. The next one that a lot of you will already know is how when we use do as the auxiliary verb, not the main verb. So now we're going to use it as the helping verb. And we usually use the verb do in maybe a question or a negative sentence, okay? So I am going to give you two examples here. One's a question, one's a negative sentence. Let's say I'm at work, okay, and I'm struggling. Yeah, I've got too many jobs, too many tasks to do, and I am finding it difficult to meet the deadlines for all of these tasks. I want to turn to you. You're my friend. Yeah, you're my colleague. And I want to just ask if you are struggling as well. Is it difficult for you as well? Or is it just me? Maybe I need to be a bit careful with my time management. Maybe I'm not doing it right. I want to see if you're struggling as well. Is it really too much work for all of us? Are you in the same do you have the same problem as well? This is the question. I'm going to start with the auxiliary verb do. Do you find it hard to meet all the deadlines too? Do you find it hard to meet all the deadlines too? Are you struggling as well to meet all the deadlines, or is it just me? Is it just me? Yeah. Do you find it hard to meet all the deadlines too? If that's the case, then maybe we should go and have a chat with the boss. Maybe we should go and have a chat with our client, with the supervisor, whatever. The workload is quite heavy, so maybe we need to talk to somebody about it. Or is it just me, which means I need to organize my time better? So do you find it hard to meet all the deadlines too? Yeah, I'm using do here as the auxiliary verb to start my question. Another example for do as the auxiliary, I'm going to use it in the negative sense for a negative sentence. Sometimes somebody might ask you a question and you don't want to answer that question. Yeah, they might ask you about your age, about your background, about whether you're married or not, your religion, which is a very naughty question. We don't ask people about their religion. That's very private. Somebody might even ask you, how much do you get paid? Oh my goodness, that's very private. Somebody might ask you some kind of question that you don't want to answer. Okay, so we don't say, I'm not answering that. That's not very nice. We say, I don't feel comfortable talking about that. Yeah, and that's fine. That's your right. Sorry, I don't feel comfortable talking about that. That's it. And that person hopefully will say, oh, sorry, and they'll move on, continue the conversation in a different direction. So here, don't, again, is used as the auxiliary verb in the negative sense. I don't feel comfortable talking about that. Sorry. It's very polite, very formal. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to let you know what my religion is. I don't want to let you know exactly where I live. That's private, right? So that's how we use it. Hopefully that's okay. So up to now, we've looked at two functions for do. The first one was using it as the main verb. The second one up to now was using it as an auxiliary verb, usually in a question or negative form. Okay, hopefully everybody's okay with that. I'm going to move on to the third function. And once I've finished the third function, I'll come back to the group again, make sure everyone's okay. In the third function for do, we use do so that we don't have to repeat the main verb again. Okay, so in my sentence, I'm going to use a main verb, any verb. In the rest of the sentence, I use do so I don't have to repeat that first main verb again. For example, you hate mushrooms. Oh, so do I. So do I. Instead of saying you hate mushrooms, I hate mushrooms too. That's quite long, isn't it? It's long-winded, too many words. So we say so do I. So do I. Do is, it helps me so I don't have to repeat the first sentence or the first verb all over again. Do you take the number 58 bus? Do you take the number 58 bus? Oh, so do I. So do I. Me too. I take the number 858 bus too. Okay, so we use so in so do I, which means whatever verb I used before, I'm the same as well. It's the same for me. So this allows us not to repeat the first sentence or the first verb all over again. We use it as a substitute for the main verb. Okay, I'm going to come to the group and I'm just going to make sure that you haven't all switched off, that I still have you and everyone's okay. Is everybody okay with these three functions I've just talked about? Using do as the main verb, using do as an auxiliary, and using do so we don't have to repeat the main verb again. Is everybody okay? I've got the word perfect. That's excellent. Lovely. Tick. Thumbs up. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Excellent. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, lovely. I'm going to go on. All okay? Fantastic. Thank you. I've even got a flower there. Well, when somebody says thank you, or somebody sends a flower, or somebody sends a thumbs up or something, I know that person is happy with what I've done or what I've said. I can say, I must be doing something right. I must be doing something right. I'm going to write that down, which means you're happy with me. Fantastic. I must be doing something right. This is just what we say. I must be doing something right. I must be doing something right, which is, it's basically a different way of saying I'm happy, that you are happy with my task or a service I'm providing or anything. I must be doing something right. Okay. Lovely. The next function that I have for the verb do is when we use it as an imperative verb. Imperative is another word for order. Now, we're not going to actually give people an order. We're going to start the sentence with the verb do, which means I'm giving an order. I'm asking somebody to do something. Okay. For example, do your homework. Yeah, we say this to the kids, right? Or do your revision, especially now we're in exam season in the UK. I don't know if exams in other countries have finished, if they're in the middle of exams or what, but here we are smack in the middle of the exams. We're right in the middle. We are smack, it's an idiom, smack in the middle of the exams right now. Both my kids are upstairs, hopefully studying. We are smack in the middle of exams. It means we're right in the middle of the exam season or exam period. Okay, we're smack in the middle of exams. And this time of year, all parents tell their kids, do your homework, do your revision. Yeah. Another one, do your room, do your room. So instead of saying clean your room, we can say do your room. We can use do instead of lots of verbs. For example, do the dishes instead of wash the dishes. A lot of the time we say do the dishes. We can say do the garden. Okay, so you do the garden, I'll do the laundry, for example, which means you go and fix the garden, mow the lawn. You go and deal with the garden, I will go and deal with the dishes, the clothes, or the other way around. I'll go and do the garden, you do the laundry, for example. Okay, do the garden. Do the car, which means fix the car, see to the car, deal with the car. Do the clothes. It could mean wash the clothes. It could mean dry the clothes. It could mean fold the clothes. It could mean iron the clothes. It could mean any of those things. It's important that your listener knows which one of these you're talking about. So usually if I'm telling the kids do the clothes, I will usually say the washing is done, meaning the washing machine has finished. Go do the clothes, which means go please hang the clothes to dry or put them in the dryer or anything like that. Do the clothes. So it's important your listener knows what you mean by do. If I say go do the car, that means it's clear. Maybe in my previous sentences, I've said the car's filthy. Go do the car, which means go clean the car, go wash the car. Okay, so do, it should be clear what your listener means. It should be clear to your listener what you mean. Yeah. Do the garden. Do what to the garden? Your listener should know what you mean by do the garden. Yeah. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. I am going to go to number 5. I'm going to do the 5th function for do, and then I'll come back to the group again. Number 5, we use this a lot in British English. We use it in American English. I'm sure in Canada they use it the same. Now, in other countries where they speak English, like India, because I know we've got some people who've joined from India, Sri Lanka, from other countries as well. Welcome. And if you're from Europe, they don't speak English. English is not the first language, but they speak English a lot in European countries. I don't know about those places. But I know in the UK, New Zealand, Australia, the US, Canada, in these countries where English is the first language, we use this structure of number 5 that I'm going to tell you now. And that is we use do just to add stress to the sentence. We use do just to add a bit more stress to the sentence. Layla, what do you mean? Okay. I can say, let me know if you need me, if you want any help. Let me know if you need me. Yeah. To just add stress, I say, do let me know. So I've got 2 verbs here, do, and then straight away the next verb, let. Do let me know if you need me. Do let me know if you are lost. Do let me know if you want any help. Do let me know. Okay. The next one. Do call me tomorrow. Do call me tomorrow. I can say call me tomorrow, but I want to add stress to it. Do call me tomorrow. That means make sure, please don't forget. Do call me tomorrow. Okay. At the end of our conversation, before we say goodbye, do take care. Instead of just saying take care, I want to add a excuse me, I've spoken a lot today, I do apologize. I want to add a bit more stress, which means I care about you, right? Do take care. Do take care. We can just say take care, but just to add a bit more stress, do take care. Do take care. So in this fifth function, the fifth function for do, we add do right at the beginning of the sentence, just before the main verb, and it just adds stress. It just adds a bit more stress, makes that verb a little bit more stressed, a bit more focused. Okay, I'm going to come back to the group to make sure everyone is okay. اجازه دارم یه سوال بپرسم؟ خواهش میکنم. Yes, please. This is Ajman. Is that right? Ajman 46. Yes, please. If you have a question, please do ask. Yes. So up to now, we've looked at 5 functions for do. The very first one, thank you for your thumbs up, everyone. The first one was the main verb. The second one was the auxiliary verb. The third one was where we use do instead of repeating the verb, so do I. The fourth one was where we used it as an imperative, do your homework, do your room, do the car, do the dishes. And the fifth one that I just added was when we want to add a bit more stress to the sentence that we've just said. Okay. Do stay away from me. Yeah, if you want to say that. I do apologize, Shadi. Well done. Well done. So not just I apologize, I do apologize. Very good. Very good. Do take care. Okay. So this one, Rahil Alizadi, is that right? Thank you. Do take care. Do you take care? No. Do take care. Do take care. Yes. Siavash, are you recording the live? Yes, I am. Yes, it'll go on YouTube. I do believe in your teaching art. Wow, thank you very much. We do use this. Do stress while conversation. Yes, we do. So we do this. Do you? Okay. So after do, if you want to use it to stress, we use do, and then straight away after it, we use the verb. So do you call me tomorrow? No. Do call me tomorrow. Do call me tomorrow. Do you? We don't say that. Do call me tomorrow. That's the way we use it. Yes. Okay. Can you please explain about your live videos? Yes, I'll do that. Thank you, thank you. چجوری فارسی صحبت میکنید؟ اصلیتت ایرانیه. My father is Persian, my mother is British, if that answers your question. Okay. Do your room, very good. I do love you, excellent, excellent. You said I do apologize. Yes, you just used it. Lovely. Yes, I did. Could you please pin the examples? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write all of my sentences, excuse me, and examples. I'm going to put these in the caption in the YouTube video. Okay, I'll definitely do that. Lovely, lovely. Very good. So some people want me to introduce myself, surely. Can we use do for emphasis in IELTS? Absolutely, absolutely. It is, where could we listen to podcasts? That's on my website, please, the podcast. So, yes, I'm just going to turn the comments off so I don't forget what I need to talk about, and then I'll go to the final structure, the final function for do. So my podcast and all of these are on the website. If you would kindly go to my website. If you don't know where to find my website, please DM me, send me a message, and I'll send you the link. Somebody asked me to introduce myself. My name is Layla. Very nice to meet you. And I teach English. So what I do every single Sunday at 7 o'clock UK time, I try every single Sunday to come on live. And every Sunday we try and talk a little bit about English. It could be like tonight, a bit of grammar. Sometimes it's a bit about culture, pronunciation, vocabulary. I like to focus on idioms as much as possible, you know, all these kind of things. I record this and I save it onto my YouTube channel as a video. And then I let everybody know where they can find that YouTube video. Okay, so that's the way I do it. These lives are not saved on my Instagram page. Excuse me. So I hope that helps. Fantastic. Let's go to the final function for do, and I'm running over, which means I'm about 3 or 4 minutes late. Yeah, I'm getting late. I'm running over. The very last function for do here is used as a noun. Okay, so up to now we've used do as the main verb or as the auxiliary verb. Now we're using do as the noun. Okay, so the first one is, for example, when I say we're going to a family do at the weekend. Again, we're going to a family do at the weekend. This means some kind of event with the family. So it could mean that we're going to visit the grandparents, we're going to visit some member of the family. There is an event, maybe we're going to a restaurant with the family. It's a family do, family do. So do here is the noun. It means some kind of event, yes? It could be formal, it could be informal. It just means it involves the family. Another example is when you have a work do. A work do. In the UK, usually we have a work do around Christmas time. People in the office or at your place of work, they might all arrange to go out for a meal, a Christmas meal, go out for a drink maybe, go and do something, celebrate maybe a Christmas party, an event. So that would be called a work do. It's like an event for the people from work, okay? So do here is the noun and it means some kind of event. Okay, the next kind of do that I have, which is still the noun, we use it for hair, hairdo, hairdo, and this is one word, hair, do, together it's one word, hairdo. I like your hairdo. I like your hairdo, which means your hairstyle. I like your hairdo. Usually we use it for women. Hairdo is usually used for women. Not for men, usually. So I like your hairdo, which means I like your style, the style of your hair. What have you done? Is that a new hairdo? Is that a new hairdo? Have you changed the style of your hair? Is that a new hairdo? Maybe you've cut it, maybe you've styled it, you've done something. Is that a new hairdo? Okay, so this do is the noun. This is where we use do as the noun. That's it. That's the end of my lesson. So I'm going to come back to you, lovely, lovely people. I hope that tonight's lesson, you found it useful. I know I just ran through these very quickly without properly spelling them out or anything, but I'm going to include it all in the caption on YouTube. Please do watch this video again if you have time with your pen, a piece of paper. And what I would suggest is when you hear a certain type of function that I've explained and you hear a few examples, it's really good if you can try and make your own examples suitable for you, okay? So for the first one where we used do as the main verb, for example, I said, would you do the honors? That should do the trick. I used do as the main verb. You try and create sentences as well for yourself, for your work situation, for your lifestyle, using do as the main verb, and that will really, really help. Okay, we try not to, as much as possible, we try not to just say a sentence that we can't use, because that's not going to be very useful. In all of my courses as well, if I'm teaching something, I want it to be something that you will use. It's not just something that you'll learn just to learn the grammar, because that's not very useful. We want to learn grammar to use it in conversation, okay? And that's the examples that I try to include. Hopefully that helps, okay? I do appreciate it. Very good. Very good. Lovely. So thank you very much for joining me for tonight's session. Just one moment. Sorry, I'm going to bring something up on my laptop screen very, very quickly. You might have seen I put 3 stories up on my Instagram page. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And I was talking about certain offers that are about to end, certain sales and offers that I've got on my page. And these are about to end because they've been on my page for quite some time. These are bundles. A bundle means 2 or 3 courses together that you can buy if you wish, if you like, from my website. And because they are bundles, it works out a bit cheaper if you want to do it that way. I've got one bundle which has been very popular, is the speaking bundle. So that's speaking 1, speaking 2, speaking 3, all together in one bundle. It's on my website. The next one is the grammar bundle, where I've got grammar 1, 21 lessons, and then I've got advanced grammar as well, which is an extra 10 lessons, all together in one bundle. And again, just like tonight's lesson, I don't just teach the grammar. The grammar is fine, but we can learn grammar in 10 minutes, right? Grammar isn't very difficult. How can we use grammar in conversation? That is where we need to practice, and that's what I teach on the courses. And the last one, somebody recently asked me about my podcast. The last one is my listening bundle. This is where I've got my podcast, which was hugely popular, and a listening course as well. But you do need to be a bit more advanced in your English to get the listening bundle. The listening course itself, it familiarizes you with, with all different accents from the UK. So we've got accents from London, Manchester, Newcastle, Scotland even. We've got a bit of Irish in there. Liverpool. We've got different accents from the UK, obviously a bit of culture, vocabulary that you learn in the listening course. And then we've got the podcast. The podcast is made up of 10 lessons where I have provided you with a podcast of the podcast is around about 30 or 40 minutes long. You can listen to it or you can watch the video as well. And in the podcast, I teach you exactly what to say. You want to agree with somebody at work, what do you say? You want to disagree, what do you say? You want to make small talk. You see someone outside in the supermarket, in the bank, at the bus stop. What do you say? That very short conversation for a few minutes, or anything that we use. A lot of these I've not only given a podcast session, but I've taught people what to say exactly. So those are my bundles, and the offer will be ending very soon. If you're interested, do go to my website. If you can't find it, please do send me a message and I will share the correct link to you for you. Okay? I've got a bad accent. I think accent, yes. What can I do? I've got a bad accent. What can I do? The best thing I would suggest for accent is listening, because accent, it means you're listening to the pronunciation and then you're trying to mimic and copy. So listen and repeat. Listen and repeat is what I would suggest. When I was learning Farsi, okay, and I still do that sometimes now as well, I would listen to the original Farsi, and then when I wanted to say it, I would say it, but I would record myself so I could listen to myself later. When we say something, we don't always hear it correctly because we're thinking of what to say. Our mouth is working very hard. Our brain is working very hard. Our ears might not be working so hard. Obviously, they're working, but not focused too much. When I record myself and then I listen to myself, that's when I can see the difference between my pronunciation and the original. Okay, so that's what I did, and it really helped me. I don't know if you would find that useful as well. Can you repeat what is the podcast name? It's just called Podcast. It's called Podcast Season 1. It was the first season, and I'm trying to find enough time to create a second season as well. We are in Iran, yeah, as you know. Unfortunately, couldn't transaction bank my teacher. That's fine. Please let me know what course you're interested in, and I will be able to help you. I will send you the price in 2 months according to the rate of the day, and I will send you information so you can pay and get the course even in Iran. My employer has pure British accent, really difficult to understand. What would you advise? If it's pure British accent, which part of the UK? That would be my first question. Which part of the UK is your supervisor, your employer from? If you can pinpoint, if you can pinpoint he or she is from Liverpool, London, Newcastle, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, wherever, then you can, there's lots of it on YouTube. You can get videos, get pronunciation practice from that area of the UK and listen to it. It's just a case of training your ear. That's all it is. The information is all in there, because if somebody types or writes the sentence and shows it to you, you understand straight away, don't you? So the knowledge is there. You've got the knowledge. It's just a case of training your ear to become familiar with the accent. I'm sure you'll manage it very quickly. Where can I listen to your podcast? It's on my website, please. Can I have your website? Yes. So this is my website. Can I pin this? Usually I would be able to. There we go. So hopefully that'll help. LeilasEnglishLab.teachable.com. That's my website. And I've got all my courses on there. Again, if you are new to my website, please do go on the website, because right at the top, when you go on my website, there are 2 sections that are completely free. And so please do make use of them. One of them is the commonly confused phrasal verbs. That's just a worksheet, around about 84, 85 phrasal verbs that we use a lot in the English language. So you've got a list of the phrasal verbs, you've got the meanings, and you've got an example how we use these phrasal verbs in English. Please do download that, absolutely free. I've put that for everybody to see. The next thing I've got is samples of all the lessons and courses. So I've got free English lessons, or Nimune Tadris. Please go on there. There are plenty of lessons there as well. You can watch them free of charge. You can download them. You can save them. Some of the lessons are video. Some of the lessons are audio. Some of the lessons are PDF, maybe just practice. It's all free. So do go on the website, download and save all of them. And that, you could even start your English with that. You don't have to buy any of the courses straight away if you don't want to. Podcasts are not free? No, sorry. I put a lot of work in my podcast. Do you live in the UK? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, lovely, lovely. Hi, Leila. I like your posts. Thank you. Can you translate the idioms and important phrases to Arabic? Even it is in a very small font. I can't speak Arabic. I'm so sorry. That's one language that I can't speak. I do apologize. I'm sorry. If there's any idiom that you really are struggling, because I know what you're saying. Usually in all of my reels, I speak in English. The text is there in English in the caption, in the caption. And then I've got the Farsi translation. But if you can't speak Farsi, that would be a problem. I can understand. If there's an idiom that you don't understand, might I suggest that you first go to the dictionary, see if you can find the meaning. If you still can't, please do message me and I'll try and help. I'll try to explain it a bit, because unfortunately, on the screen itself where I've got the video, there's not enough space for me to give the meaning of the English as well, if that makes sense. Okay. You're teaching writing skills. I do have a writing course as well. Yes, on my website. Could you put your website? Yes, I've pinned it. They can use ChatGPT for translation. Of course. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Yes, so I've pinned it right here at the bottom. If again you missed the website, just send me a message and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, so thank you very much everybody for joining me tonight. It was lovely seeing you, having you. I'm so sorry I went over about 15 minutes. I hope that you found the lesson useful. This was 6 different functions for the word do. 5 of them were used as the verb. 1 of them were used as the noun. Okay, and I'm gonna be processing these and uploading it on YouTube, and I'll let you know when it's done. Thank you everybody. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and if you are supporting any specific football team, good luck in the days coming, and I will hopefully see you next Sunday. Good night everybody. Thank you. Bye bye.